I am just a highly organized person, but that can sometimes really go into like having a rigid mental model. Research shows like you have less depression when you have more of a flexible mental model, you have less anxiety, you're more adaptable. And I was just thinking, you know what? Even though I announced this, even though I said that this is what I was going to do, I'm actually going to go back on this.
Big fucking dreams. All right then. You got this.
Hey, big fucking dreamers. So pumped to be here with you today. And today we're going to talk about something which I don't know that it's talked about very much, but it's about changing your mind. And this came because recently I decided that I was going to close the life and work transformation, that I was going to end the program. And I think I've done about 12 rounds of this incredible program and I love it. Like, I absolutely love running this cohort. I love the people that it attracts. And I know a lot of my clients are listeners. So, like, you know who you are. It just attracts amazingly talented people. But I know that I wanted to start something new and launch something new, which is a program that I'm working on called the Leadership Collective. And that is how to create calm, confident, grounded leaders in times of extreme transformation and extreme chaos. And this kind of came about because I think the burnout epidemic has been so high. I love supporting leaders, but also how do you support leaders in an environment where there is constant change? So I knew I'd been wanting to create this for a while, and I sent out an email to all of my clients and I wrote on my email list saying that I was going to end this program and that it was going to be the last time I ran it. But then I started doing some thinking and I started looking at the numbers and looking at the research and looking who was coming to me. And this is like a pretty, like, the life and work transformation is like a pretty solid performing program. I always get registrants for it. I always get asked for it. I really like running it. It's like, right now it's so easy for me to run. It's very low lift, although I am kind of redoing some of the curriculum right now because I've just focused it mainly on career transformation, especially in the last few cohorts. But I kind of realized that I had fallen into this trap, which was I'm about to launch this new program, the Leadership Collective, and I was about to work within really tight timelines. As you listen to this right now, I actually be in Yellowstone National Park. Chris and I are going on our honeymoon. We're going to Jackson Hole. We're going to Yellowstone. We're going hiking. We're going to, Wyoming and Montana. And I'm so excited for this. And I was looking at timelines and I was like, okay, I'm going to go on my honeymoon and then I'm going to launch a new course and then I'm going to like take this to market. And I just kind of realized that I was falling into old patterns of behavior, which was like, just do something, commit to something, even though you have so much other stuff on your plate, and then just like figure it out. Like, your future self is just going to be able to figure it out. And I just thought, actually, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to put too much added stress on myself and unnecessary timelines when actually I could just delay the launch of the Leadership Collective. I could keep on running the life and work transformation, at least for a few more cohorts, because it is a program that I love running. And it's a program that so many clients also get massive change through. It's like a tried and true method that I know people can get results through. So then kind of came this like thought, well, I already announced that I was going to retire the program. Like, how are people going to think? And what I started thinking about was like these rigid mental models that people have of like, are you rigid or are you flexible in your thinking? And can you actually allow for there to be a bit more ambiguity and allow for there to be contradiction and allow for you to change your mind? And I was speaking to a therapist about this the other day. We were having more of a peer conversation and he was saying like rigid mental models are more of a control mechanism and also like a bit more of a trauma response, in that if you have a really rigid mental model, you want to be able to control everything. And for me as well, I can have really rigid mental models. I'm always trying to find, like, I'm definitely a systems thinker. I look at how one part will affect the entire system. But then also I'm like highly process oriented. At LinkedIn, my nickname was Rulebook. If you were to look inside my business, I have a standard operating procedure for literally, I have like hundreds of standard operating procedures. Like, I am just a highly organized person, but that can sometimes really go into like having a rigid mental model and saying like, well, once I've made a decision, I have to stick to it, versus having a bit more of a flexible mental model, which research shows like you have less depression when you have more of a flexible mental model. You're able to move backwards and forwards. You have less anxiety. You can make changes quite quickly. You're more adaptable. And I was just thinking, you know what? Even though I announced this, even though I said that this is what I was going to do, I'm actually going to go back on this. And I am going to be running the Leadership Collective soon. I mean, you guys will be hearing more and more about that as I develop the program. But I am also going to be continuing the life and work transformation, and just having that flexibility instead of saying, like, okay, I committed to something, now I have to follow through. There was definitely a time in my life where I would have thought that no, you have to stick to it and you have to follow through, versus saying, okay, let's look at the data, let's reevaluate. You made a decision, now you can actually change it, you can go back on it. So I am like super excited about that. And there's also, another big change in my business that's coming up, which is that I am rebranding Big Fucking Dreams to Hannah Hotline. And I know a lot of you guys are tied to the Big Fucking Dreams name, and it is, just a really amazing name for a podcast. However, I'm doing Hannah Hotline in the Daily Telegraph. I wanted there to be like pretty consistent branding across the business. So I decided that this is going to be, just the podcast umbrella. It's just going to be Hannah Hotline all under one brand. And I'm really excited about that. So let me know what you think. Like, let me know if you have changed your mind about something, about rigid models versus flexible models, how this has impacted your life. This was like a super short, sharp episode. I will definitely have a longer update for you guys when I'm back from my honeymoon. I'm sure I might want to do like a bit more of a personal one. But I'd love to hear what you think in the comments, whether you're in Spotify or YouTube. Leave a comment below. Tell me when like you've changed your flexibility in terms of your thinking. And also, if you want to get on my news email list to hear more updates about the Leadership Collective, then definitely hit me up. You can send me a DM. I'll put you on the list, no problem, because that is going to be a really exciting program. And I can't wait to announce it to the world. So that's it for me, big fucking dreamers. I hope you achieve your big fucking dreams, and I will see you next week.
Big fucking dream.